All right, let's dive straight in. Welcome to this premium YouTube growth blueprint. Today, we're completely shifting gears away from just the basics of YouTube, and we are stepping into a highly strategic, high CPM monetization mindset. If you are here to learn how to actually build, grow, and scale a channel so it functions as a reliable business asset, well, you're in exactly the right place for this professional training.
Look, 95% of YouTube videos get fewer than 1,000 views. Honestly, that hits hard, right? But it's the absolute truth. And the main reason? Creators get completely trapped on this viral content hamster wheel. They're constantly chasing whatever random trend is popping off this week, which basically guarantees massive burnout the second the algorithm shifts. So today, we are breaking out of that cycle. We're going to build an evergreen, passive income engine that works for you 24/7, month after month, year after year.
Here is our masterclass syllabus for today. We'll kick things off with the evergreen formula. Then we'll uncover the highest paying niches, dive into audience psychology and search, decode the algorithm and retention, break down sustainable monetization, and wrap it all up with a concrete blueprint for scaling. So let's jump straight into part 1, the evergreen formula. This is your core strategy for long-term channel health.
First up, we need to get our terminology straight. What exactly is evergreen content? Simply put, these are videos that stay incredibly relevant and keep generating search traffic for literally years, usually because they solve a permanent human problem. Think along the lines of how to tie a tie or how to invest in an index fund. Next, we have CPM, or cost per mil. That's exactly what advertisers are paying YouTube for every 1,000 ad impressions. And just a quick side note here, RPM, revenue per mil, is the cut that actually ends up in your pocket after YouTube takes its share. Truly understanding your CPM and RPM is absolutely the secret to getting paid like a pro on this platform.
And that brings us to the core formula driving this entire strategy. Evergreen niches equals long-term attention plus search demand plus revenue systems. When you combine those three elements, you're no longer just making videos. You've built a self-sustaining business model. The attention comes directly from search. The search comes from solving real problems, and the revenue comes from advertisers who are just desperate to reach that specific, highly engaged audience.
Moving right along to part 2, let's look at the highest paying niches and the hard data behind who really dominates ad revenue. Now, check out the massive contrast in these numbers. Finance and investing commands an average CPM of $20 to $30. That translates to an RPM of $8 to $13 right in your pocket. Legal education and tech, they're right behind it. But then look at gaming. The CPM is a tiny $3 to $7. So what does this actually mean in the real world? It means a highly targeted finance channel with just 100,000 subscribers can easily out-earn a gaming channel with 2 million. Literally, the gap is just staggering. So you're probably wondering, why does this massive gap even exist? Why do advertisers in finance, legal, and tech pay such a crazy premium? Well, it all comes down to high lifetime customer value. Think about it. If a bank convinces just one of your viewers to open up a brokerage account, or a tech company gets a business owner to sign up for their new software, that single conversion is worth thousands of dollars to them. They have massive B2B and financial service budgets, and they're specifically targeting viewers who have actual real purchasing power. Okay, let's pivot to part 3, audience psychology and search. It's time to understand how viewers are really interacting with this high-value content. There is a stark, absolute difference between treating YouTube like a fleeting hobby and treating it like a scalable business. Trend-based content, stuff like reaction videos or pop culture news, those spike incredibly fast, but they die even faster. Search intent topics, on the other hand, things like how-to, beginner's guide, or mistakes to avoid, those create long-term evergreen traffic because they answer very specific, recurring questions. You're not just crossing your fingers hoping the algorithm blesses you today. You're planting a seed that's going to be harvested by searchers every single day for the next 5 years.
And that leads us perfectly into help content. These are your channel's always-on videos. Your entire goal here is to create really straightforward how-to guides that address high-volume search queries and solve permanent human problems. Whether that's figuring out a tricky programming bug or learning how to start a personal budget, you are providing the exact, actionable advice that a viewer was literally just typing into the search bar.
Which brings us to part 4, the algorithm and retention. Let's decode the machine learning signals YouTube uses to evaluate your videos. Here's a secret. YouTube doesn't actually reward topics, it rewards viewer satisfaction. The algorithm is constantly looking for rapid-fire signals: your click-through rate, your watch time, your audience retention, and overall session duration. Basically, if people click your thumbnail and actually stay to watch the video, YouTube is going to push it wider. But here is the craziest data point. Industry research shows that channels maintaining a 60% or higher ratio of evergreen content see 2.3 times better subscriber retention over a 12-month period. Consistently high viewer satisfaction on those search-driven videos is exactly what gets you recommended for months and years to come.
Next up, Part 5. Let's talk about sustainable monetization and how to actually build a scalable empire.
Honestly, this revenue split is a real eye-opener. For the smartest, highest-earning creators on the platform, AdSense only makes up about 20% of their total income. That's it. The other 80% is coming directly from selling their own digital products. Think courses, templates, or private coaching. Top creators are building multi-6 and even 7-figure businesses because they utilize multiple income streams. Relying completely on YouTube's AdSense is a massive mistake.
Let's do some quick math on this, just to show you how incredibly powerful it is. Imagine your channel pulls in 100,000 views in a month with a solid $12 RPM. That makes you a very respectable $1,200 in AdSense. Definitely not bad. But what if you sell a premium $497 digital course to just 10 of those 100,000 viewers? You suddenly earned an additional $4,970. Add that to your AdSense and your monthly total skyrockets to over $6,170. See, you didn't need millions of viral views, you just needed the right monetization system in place.
So the underlying strategy here is actually pretty simple. You use your YouTube channel to teach the what and the why for absolutely free. This is how you build your authority, prove your expertise, and generate a massive amount of goodwill with your audience. Then, you reserve the advanced strategies, the templates, the step-by-step frameworks, the actual how, and you sell that in your structured premium products.
All right, we've made it to the final section, Part 6, the blueprint for scaling. Let's officially structure your evergreen content factory.
Every single successful evergreen channel matures over time by moving through 3 very specific layers. In Step 1, the beginner layer, you're creating what-is-style intro tutorials. This captures those high-volume, low-knowledge searchers. Then in Step 2, the intermediate layer, you naturally transition into specific how-to guides and maybe software comparisons. This is brilliant because it attracts viewers who actually have buyer intent. Finally, Step 3, the advanced layer. This is where you firmly establish your authority and launch your monetization ecosystems, your courses, your memberships, and all those high-value digital products.
So let's bring all the concepts of this professional training together into one clear, actionable strategy. Revisit this master formula for a second. Search demand plus viewer value plus retention plus monetization equals long-term YouTube growth. It's really that simple. If you're missing even one of these pillars, say you have great search traffic but terrible retention, or you have amazing retention but absolutely zero monetization strategy, the whole engine just stalls out. But when they all work together in harmony, your channel compounds in value completely effortlessly.
To wrap up this masterclass, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought. Instead of waking up and asking yourself what's trending today, which, let's face it, is almost always a trap, ask yourself this: what specific problem can I solve for my audience that will still exist 5 years from now? That right there is where the real value lives. If you build a digital asset that perfectly answers that question, it will continue to pay you for years to come. So go out there and start planning your evergreen empire today. You've got this.